good picture of what took place, but we have to wonder, what if Saul had repented? What if Saul had, this evil spirit had convicted Saul? What if Saul had done what actually King David would do many, many years later? What if Saul had said, have mercy on me, don't take your spirit from me? All speculation, we don't know. And it didn't happen, so in a way it's just sort of guessing here. But I want to suggest that Saul never deals with the spiritual issue here. He never deals with his sin. He never deals with the real heart of the problem. He just looks at the outside. He just looks at the symptoms. Now, what does that say to us? I mean, just think of sometimes the struggles that we face. If you're having a problem in your marriage, if you're not getting along, you go through kind of a lengthy period where you're just kind of butting heads with each other. One of the good things that a counselor can do, a therapist can do, a pastor can do is kind of teach communication skills, right? They say, you got to learn to listen to each other better, stop cutting each other off, stop trying to get defensive and argumentative, just learn to listen to each other. And actually, it's a very good thing to learn. It's an important skill. But what if you never deal with the spiritual issues underneath all those things? What if you never address the issues of maybe pride or self-centeredness or a critical spirit? You can fix the surface problem, but really we need to go deeper. We need to look at the heart issues. What if you're someone that deals with, say, worry all the time? Right? You worry about the future. You worry about what's going to happen next. You worry about tomorrow. There are ways that you can sort of manage that. You can, tell yourself, hey, you know what? Can't really fix it today. There's nothing more I can do, so let's try not to worry. Or, don't worry so much about it. Try to relax. Some of that's good. But often there are spiritual issues underneath that. A need to be in control. A need to be manager and control of your whole life, every detail. A need to control others. What about something like depression? And I want to be really careful here, okay? So let me just be very cautious. I'm not saying that if you struggle with depression, that there's, you're not praying enough or you don't have enough faith. It's not at all what I'm saying. But I'm just, my observation, my experience is that a lot of times depression has other issues linked to it. Sometimes it's anger that has never been dealt with. And so you can treat the surface, but what about looking deeper? What about going deeper below the surface? In fact, if you take a step back, just broader, taking a look at the bigger, say social issues, poverty, you can treat the symptoms of that, but what about the underlying issues? I worked on this message, not this past Wednesday, the Wednesday before, so a week and a half ago. I kind of pieced most of this together. The very next day was the tragedy down in Roseburg, on community college. And again, I want to be careful here, but right away, you heard two things coming up. The first was gun control, and the second was mental health. Now, I'm not going to weigh in on what I think of that. In a way, that's another conversation, but I do want to say this. I think both of those things are two conversations that need to happen. Those are issues here. But I also want to say we need to be able, especially as Christians, to look deeper and to say, what is the problem with the human heart?